All right, we're going to do our best at demonstrating this way. I'm struggling to get my dot camera to connect to my computer. So I'm going to demonstrate this way for the scratch art. So apologies if it's a little bit confusing, but we'll make it work. What you're going to need for today, and remember I'd given you the materials a couple weeks ago in class. You are going to need sketch paper. So I'll just need your plain old sketch paper. And this you can, I always like to use the same piece size of the piece that I'm going to be working on. So I've got the sketch paper, and then I've got the scratch art paper that I'm going to be working on. And then you need the scratch art stylus, and then you will need your pencil, obviously, to do some of the sketching. Now, I already sketched out my subject matter, which I chose something that's quite simple. I'm doing a vase of flowers. And I know if you look at it really close, it doesn't look like a lot's going on in it. It's pretty simple, straightforward. But with this vase, it's important just to get placement. So I was able to get the placement in, location of the flowers, the tabletop. And now what I'm going to do is go into the scratch art paper and actually start sketching in with my stylus tool. So when you're doing this, remember we want to keep holding the scratch art paper on the edges. You don't want to put your hands in the middle because you might get some of that oil on the edges. Now for me, I don't like to tape directly over the scratch art either. And so if you're going to tape it down, and I'm going to tape it down just so I don't have to keep holding it up with what I've got working so far. So if you look, I just taped the side of it. So now what I'm going to do is go in and I'm going to sketch out the vase. Now it's hard because when you're using the stylus, you're not drawing it out to get the contours. You have to more or less just make small marks. So the wooden stylus has two sides to it. It's got a curved side, obviously. The side that has the writing is the side you want towards you when you're making the marks. You should be able to see the writing. That's because the blade will cut away your paper. That's how it lifts off some of that paper. So what I'm going to do now, or what I should be doing, is basically marking in where my spots are. So for me, I'm going to go in and I have to mark in where the side of the vase is. And again, I'm not doing a super, super, super heavy line. I'm just going in and marking it, drawing it really loosely. And again, even if you choose to just make like little dots before you actually go in. And again, I know it's going to be kind of hard to see because the lighting and the silver scratch art paper doesn't show up the greatest. But if you look really, really close there, I'm not doing a really, really harsh line. It's more of a dynamic line. So if that's the side of the vase, then I just go in with the rest of my scratch art tool. And again, I'm just kind of marking in where I need it to be. So I don't know how, yeah, there, that's a little bit better. You can see the silver scratch art. I basically just sketched in not a harsh outline, not a sharp outline. It's just a nice, gentle outline. And then I can go in and kind of make some of the outlines to the flowers. And again, my flowers are kind of like wildflowers. So they seem to go all over the place. So I'm just kind of going in and marking where some of my flowers in. It's a very loose, you can see like that. It's a very loose sketch. It's not anything too harsh in terms of lines. So you can kind of see that a little bit better, I think, there. Now you can kind of see my shapes. Now here's the part where it's going to be a little tricky. And this is also the part where you really want to make sure that you are going by your photograph. So for the next video, I will go in and I will actually show you how to start going in and carving away once you have your piece sketched in lightly. And again, mine is very, very abstract. All I did was go in to get some of the major shapes.